What is up, everybody? It's your girl Juju, the Master Manifester, and I am back with another video. So, today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to connect with your ancestors and your spirit guides. So, first and foremost, I just really want to thank everybody that's been watching my videos, leaving me comments. It doesn't matter about the amount, it's more so about the feedback. So, I definitely appreciate all of you who have commented and gave me honest feedback and who have personally let me know which videos you guys would like to see. So today I'm going to be talking about how to make the initial contact with your ancestors and your spirit guides. So currently I'm at the park right near the water. I know that this is how I connect to my guides, and this is something I know because spirit communicated that with me pretty much. So what you guys first want to make sure is, once you're tapping into the spirit realm, you know for a fact that you trust your own intuition. You have to be able to trust your own judgment, your own intuition when you step into this path, okay? Because when you're dealing with the spirits, they can be very strong. They have a strong energy. And so what you don't want is to be opening up to that realm and you're not really fully confident in yourself. So don't think of this as a long, drawn out process. It's not like you have to be 10 years in the game before you can do this. This is something that you need to be doing in the beginning, but you just always need to be confident in what you're doing. Trust and know that you're being guided to this video and to connecting with your ancestors. You're being guided, okay? So you just have to trust and know that even the small things, like you constantly are seeing repeating numbers, or you're seeing certain insects or animals that are constantly reappearing, that is communication from your spirit guides. But of course, if you don't know that, it can be pretty confusing. So once you know that you're fully confident and trusting yourself, or fuck it, right now you're going to sit here and say, I am 100% confident in my own intuition. So what that means is, moving forward from this video, you need to make sure anytime you're getting a synchronicity or a message from spirit, you're not brushing it off saying, oh no, that's just, I always see repeating numbers, or oh no, this is, you know what I'm saying? Don't try to minimize it, because when you do that, that's when they'll stop giving you messages, or it'll just become so redundant and it's just like, so you really just want to focus on trusting the messages that are coming through. Sometimes it's the itty bitty voice, or it's the itty bitty sign. Like it could be something so small, but that's spirit's way of communicating with you. So you really want to pay attention and be mindful of the fact that it's not always going to be a big, huge message or sign. Like I'm at the park right now. I'm sitting at the water, and it's two birds that are in front of me on two different trees, but the trees are like intertwined. And then you got these two birds playing with each other. So to me, I feel like that is spirit's way of letting me know that I need to be more playful. I need to have more fun. And considering that there's two trees, and considering that there are two birds, I take that as 2222. And we all know the number of two represents a coming together. So if, let's say, I'm thinking about love, or because I was just sitting here thinking about the type of partner that I'm attracting. Me and this partner will have picnics at the park, by the water, in the shade. Me and this partner will enjoy the same things. So if I have that thought on my mind and I see something like what I'm seeing now, that is spirit communicating with me. So it's just like, you really have to focus on what spirit is already showing you, and not getting in the habit of not minimizing it, because it starts off as a small, still voice, but then it gets louder and louder and louder and louder. So get in the habit of really paying attention and listening to spirit, okay? And trusting yourself. So moving on. Once you're fully confident, once you're taking the signs and you're really focusing in, like, what is Spirit trying to communicate with me? Like, I was able to pick up that pretty easily. Some people would take that message and be like, oh no, that's not what it means. Or, again, minimizing it or minimizing your expression or your thought. Don't minimize yourself. It's okay to think outside of the box. It's okay to be spiritual. It's okay to be different. It's okay to think differently from your friends who are Christians. It's okay to think outside of the box, because this is how Spirit is communicating with us at all times. This is how the universe communicates its love for us. This is how the divine lets us know, like, you're always in tune. You always have the ability to get a response. You always have that ability to create whatever it is that you desire. So again, if you're being led to this video, it's because now is the time for you to make that contact with your ancestors and your spirit guides. Now is the time. It's just so beautiful here. It's just so beautiful here. I feel so at peace. Take a couple deep breaths. I'm going to go ahead and move on to my fourth point, I believe it is. So when you want to make that contact with your spirit guides and your ancestors, the next step will be to write them a letter. The best way that I've found to do this is come sit by the water or go out in nature. But water, let me tell you, the element water is essential to making contact with spirit guides. So once you have your altar and once you have already these things set in place for you to like make the contact, you're going to be feeding your altar with water. So fresh water, that's for your ancestors. That's what nourishes them. That's what keeps them in their memory alive. And you'll notice when you put water on your altar, it'll be little bubbles fizzing up at the bottom. Or if you leave any type of offering for them in a liquid form, you'll see the bubbles. And that's how you will know that they have accepted your offering. But furthermore, coming to the water to connect is a great start. Coming in nature is a great start, because what better way? You're in the home of every single, well, I ain't gonna say every single animal, but many insects, many animals, many birds. You could see a lizard, you could see a frog, you could see a turtle, you could see lots of different animals. So why not come to the park and just see what happens, okay? So in this letter, you're going to write in great detail your gratitude for your ancestors, the fact that they led you to more information. Wow, it's an orange butterfly flying by, and I already know that orange butterflies and blue butterflies and yellow butterflies are a symbol of my spirit guides being in my presence. So it's amazing because these butterflies are so big and so beautiful. And every time I see them, I just hype them up. I'm just like, oh my God, you're just showing off. Like, butterflies will show off. Like, you gotta, I know it sounds kind of weird, but butterflies, you gotta think of the transformation and the full story. So when you're seeing a butterfly, it's almost like you're honoring the fact that transformation is real. You're honoring the fact that anything is possible. If something like a caterpillar can go through many stages and phases and transform into something as beautiful as a butterfly, what do you think is possible for you? So anytime I see a butterfly, I just know. I'm like, okay, the ancestors are present. My spirit guides are present. And butterflies literally follow me. You know, it's many, many animals that I have as spirit guides. But moving on, this is more of like a free-flowing style video. My videos aren't ever going to be too structured. Like me just being structured. I don't know. That just doesn't work for me. So with this letter, you want to thank them. You want to give them gratitude. And then you want to ask them to come to you in a dream. Be specific about how you want them to come to you, because you don't want to start seeing shadows and spirits and stuff like that because you've opened the door up. You know, you want it to be a clear communication. You want it to be via dream. You want them to respect your personal space and not show up in the physical form. Be clear about this. Be very clear about this, okay? And then you just tell them if it's anything that you have a question about. Like, I had a specific question when I wrote my letter. Like, and when you write this letter, this is right before you'll start your altar. So you want to set up an altar space after you do this letter. I'm going to have a video about that coming out soon. So once you write the letter, give yourself a couple days. And I'm telling you, you will get a dream. The dream for me happened on the 4th day. But it could be different for different people. It could happen in a month. It could happen, in a year. It just depends on if you're really trusting your intuition and you're really trusting spirit. When you do that, I'm telling you, you're going to get fast responses. It's going to be boom. Like, you write the letter, boom, you have a dream a couple days later. And so that's what you want. You want that line of communication to be open. You want your path to be clear. You want it to be open. You don't want to have any restrictions. So after you write the letter, there are certain things that you need to be doing after. So if you're writing them a letter, asking them something specific about something that you want, or you just want to make sure they're okay, be specific about what it is you want to know. But also, try not to worry too much. Because like I said, when you open that portal, you have to have a sense of confidence. You have to have a strong sense of knowing about yourself. Because there's something called personal power, and you want to be strong in that before you're trying to make contact with different spirits and things. So this is a great start to making the contact with your spirit guides and your ancestors. So what I mean by that is you guys will learn further on down your path, you can connect with different spirits. So you may want to connect with an archangel, or you may want to connect with a low owl, or you may want to connect with an orisha or a deity. So these are all different forms of spirits, okay? And the thing that you have to realize with spirits, you do not worship spirits. You honor the spirits, okay? You honor. It's a difference. So whereas to some people would believe you worship God, you put nothing before God, that's worshiping. You don't do that with the spirit, okay? You don't put a spirit above yourself. You don't you know what I'm saying? So that's just how I like to think about things. But you just have to be clear about these things when you're going into making contact with spirits. Because this is not an easy thing to do, okay? It's very scary. Starting out in the beginning, you're going to be having these dreams. And, a good indication that you've had a dream where Ancestor was present, usually you'll wake up in body sweats. Like, you'll have a lot of sweats throughout your body. And you will see shadows. Like, when I first wrote that letter to my ancestors, I was specific about the ancestor that I wanted to come forth. When I tell you that dream, that ancestor was there, and it was a whole bunch of other ancestors there too. But I couldn't see their faces. They were in the other room. But this specific ancestor wanted me to know that in the dream, they were trying to get my attention to say, hey, this dream is happening. But me, again, I'm just still dreaming, And when I woke up, I said, as soon as I opened my eyes, I just felt my body in complete sweats. And I look over, and it was like a black shadow figure just ran across my room. And it scared the shit out of me. And I just started crying because I was like, what did I dream about? And I remembered, I said, this ancestor came to me, and it was actually my daddy. So it was just amazing because what I asked him, what he showed me in the dream was specific to what I asked. And it's just so beautiful, the fact that we can still connect and make contact with our loved ones when they're dead and gone. That's just something so comforting. Like, something so comforting to me, because a lot of us on this path and on this journey, we feel alone. We feel like we're the first, or there's nobody around that's like us. And so it kind of makes us alienate ourselves, or we go into hermit mode. But what this journey has taught me is that we're never alone. You have to embrace spirit. You have to embrace the unknown and understand that there are things that are out of your comprehension. on this spiritual journey, on this path, you want to look at things from an eagle's eye perspective. As I say this, there's a bird flying right over me, just like soaring, just beautiful, just soaring. That is the perspective that you have to embody. You want to look at things perspectively. Look at things bigger. Look at things bigger. Don't look at everything as being something that you have to react to. So don't be in a reactive state. Think perspectively. When situations happen in your life, don't think like, damn, let me react to this. Let me immediately react to this. Let me give a emotional response to this. Let me give this, you know what I'm saying? Everything doesn't deserve a reaction. Sometimes you just have to go within and try to figure out what spirit is trying to tell you. Always maintain a cool, calm, and collected perspective. Never get out of your vibration just because something has happened. Always stay grounded. Always stay at peace within yourself, knowing that everything happens for a reason and all things are working out. Best case scenario. So this was my video on how to connect with your ancestors and your spirit guides. Usually after you write the letter, you'll get a response back from them. If you would like to book a personal reading with me to go ahead and figure out who these ancestors are, because it could be a specific ancestor that you're trying to connect with in your dream. But if you get a personal reading from me, you will get a scope of the ancestors that are around you. So on both maternal and paternal. So you will see, and these could be ancient ancestors, not newly departed ancestors like a lot of people want to connect with. So yeah. And also remember too, you should never be trying to connect with an ancestor that hasn't been dead for longer than 2 years. Okay. It's just not a good practice to do. Now, some people would do it differently, but me personally, I'm going to teach you how I was taught. And you have to do everything how it feels right for you. So if you feel like this ancestor is making contact with you, then you go for it. But try to let them rest, okay? They haven't been dead long enough to even settle themselves, They're at eternal peace now, but you want to be sure that you're respecting the spirits and always putting, I ain't going to say always putting them first because you always put God first, but be mindful. Let the ancestors rest. So try not to really too much bother them. Try to do spiritual work with them. It's always just a good thing to get an ancestor reading from a trusted reader so you can see the energy that is directly around you. When these spirits are around you, they're around you for a reason. So never fear the fact that there are spirits that are around you that want to connect. Never fear that. I'm not saying you want to work with every spirit that is around you, but you want to raise your vibration so that every spirit that is around you is of a higher vibration. They're not going to be low vibrating, meaning they're going to be sucking your energy dry. You don't want that. But a lot of people get that because they don't go about it the right way. So yeah, book a personal ancestor reading with me. You can go to my website, www.mastermanifestor888.com, and go to see about your folks' ancestor reading. I have a 5-card reading and I have a 10-card reading. So with the 10-card reading, it's just going to be more people. Won't say people, but you will get, you don't know who will come forth, but we'll see. Like I did a reading one time. This girl, she was cutting up. But her ancestors, like, some of them came forward, but on the last question, it's like, which ancestor is eager to work with you at this time? None of them came forth. And they didn't come forth because they said that she was viewing them as evil. She was viewing ancestors as being evil. So y'all want to be sure to not do that. Always remember, your ancestors are just your relatives that have passed away. Ancestors don't have to be your blood either. These could be old teachers. These could be professors or people from church or people from just your childhood. Or these could be people that you briefly encountered that it was something about you that they liked. So think, if you're vibrating low, it's easy for a low vibrational entity, somebody that's vibrating really low, who's passed on, to attach onto you just because, like I said, it's something about you that they liked. So they can feed on your energy. And what that does, it will literally drain you dry. And let's say this person committed suicide, or this person did something to themselves. That will now be your thoughts. That will now be your feelings. And so you have to be mindful of this, because this happens to a lot of people trying to tap into this, and you're moving too fast and you're not doing the structural, foundational things first. Always go about things the right way spiritually. Always do things from a good place. Of course, there's always balance. There's light and there's dark. You always want to have balance. But starting out, you need to focus on being in your highest vibration and working with the things and the elements that are around you to get the desired result. If you guys would like to book a personal reading or purchase crystals, or find out more information about crystals or your chakras or your spirit guides, please go to my website at www.mastermanifestor888.com. I also have a mentorship group. It's a group chat where I do free readings every month for the members that are approved to be in my group. So just send me a personal message if you would like to see about joining. But I thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.